there, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the fifth International EMI Entrepreneurship Social Science Congress. This is me, Dr. Akash, and I just wanna introduce my topic to you. What I have recently completed my DBA, which is Doctor of Business Administration, on. So my research is concentrated thoroughly on SMEs, e-brands, and multiple e-marketing to combine them these channels to dominate globally to make it a unique way to do business in 21st century. So let's begin. Let me introduce myself. I completed recently my uh, doctorate from University of West of Scotland. My concentration is on developing SMEs in Western world and even developing countries, and looking at the current e-marketing and e-brands and how to develop them and add multiple range of traditional marketing tools and combining it to give a best result, and also looking at the international laws, how they're changing these days to evolving with the credible e-commerce, and also analyzing the risks. That's when my research just arrived with how SME e-brands and the use of e-marketing tools um, and multiple channels can help them to grow and dominate globally. So I completed some of my research aspect back in master's degree as well, which I did in Anglo-Ruskin University. So it was a continuing journey for 8 years. I'll believe that some of the modules, the assignments I did on the research on the same notions of e-commerce. So e-commerce is a long-lasting, not longer time it's been here because. A lot of my assignments, a lot of my research in even in college time in Cambridge Regional College back in 2012 was based on some of the aspect of my current diversifications of e-commerce and e-branding. Revisiting the title of my research, which is SME e-brands and multiple e-marketing channels to dominate global e-commerce industry. So I believe that looking at the ICT improvements and advancements and how Amazon and Alibaba and Wish.com or Time Lord Clothing had managed to do in a short period of time and building everything together, yeah, in a virtually, and it's very challenging way to do it because other companies, SMEs, are mostly isolated and don't want to give their uh, control away to a third party marketing and give their revenue share. This is really hard to pull off even for big businesses like Amazon and Alibaba, when you can make a claustrophobic economy virtually, and agreeing that we work together to build something really big like e-marketplace as a regular go-to place for everyone knows about single name rather than operating isolated. That what made Amazon and Alibaba so prominent as an unrelated diversified tycoon, and we need to follow that this can happen to any countries. Any country can do that if they have legislation under control, and SMEs willing to give up their control to a single third party website and operating from single domain and making subdomain and profiles to upload their unrelated range of goods so that everything can be found under one website. After reviewing the research context, my aim of the research is to explore the contemporary e-marketing tools and comprehend how unrelated diversifications of e-brands can enhance the British SMEs to succeed global e-commerce competition. and breaking down that to meet the aim. So I made my objective clear first to review what's going on with the ICT and commercial trends that going internationalization through internet, and how the other businesses made it. Suppose the newcomers like the wish.com, the unrelated diversifications, the practices, how this really helped multiple e-marketplace businesses like platform to create virtual e-malls, following that the concept that comes from Amazon, that it's highly undiversified and unrelated range of categories of practices, not only um, focusing on one, just like Amazon did in earlier times in UK economy, from a media businesses to now having Virgin in Atlantic, Virgin Holidays, and everything. They're trying to diversify more and more. Even they used to be a really prominent figure in the retail, Virgin Retail, which is undergone liquidation recently, but they still try it. You know, some works and some doesn't. That's why unrelated diversification is really helpful, because you don't put all the eggs on the one basket. So in terms of to explore this kind of whether this unrelated diversification gonna work in 21st century, we can use some of the e-marketing tools to validate that how much we can make our brands exposure. And SMEs need to understand that there are inexpensive and free tools as well for them to use, rather than going to the traditional TV and broadcasting media, which is very hard to gain access with limited funds the SMEs cannot bear. So after analyzing all this context of diversifications and e-branding and use of the multiple e-marketing tools to dominate, whether they can dominate globally. So I wanted to take public aspect and publics say what they want to say in UK regarding whether this gonna be pulled out nicely. These two notions of unrelated diversifications and e-marketing will go together to form a robust solution for the the SMEs, not to liquidate but conjoined in a clusterphobic way to um, and confront the economic crisis and work together, just like Amazon, Alibaba working together, giving some form of control over to a third party who have more marketing access, more tools, more moderations and employees to help them to gain sales. And that's why I wanted to get the feedbacks from the public prospective whether they support to buy everything from one umbrella brand, like a virtual email in UK. So that was my conceptual framework, and coming up to that, build a theme based on the key aspect of my objective. First, to see how the internet revolutionized our communication and commercial trends today, and how it benefited the small brands to shine, like Amazon was a bookstore and now is a multi-billion dollars company around the world, using unrelated diversification. That's why I wanted to understand more about the success stories of Amazon and Virgin Media were really prominent figures in unrelated diversification, the practice, and then combining the internet marketing tools, e-marketing, with unrelated diversification to produce a solution for the British e-commerce SMEs to dominate globally. So that only way they can do it is being working together under a virtual e-mall, just like a e-marketplace. We don't have Amazon established in UK, but we do have a lot of buyers. So why don't we bring something together, like for the British economy, that all the SMEs working together to form that form of claustrophobic economy in virtually over a only a single domain. Um, like a British home store has liquidated, so why don't you bring British online superstore? So one click is gonna bring up all the SMEs together, and that's how it's being arranged and displayed, just like Amazon did. To explore this, I had to go and ask about individuals due to my primary research data collections. So I believe that primary data from the public perspective will give me best results of whether this framework of combining unrelated diversifications strategy with the contemporary e-marketing, e-brands, and e-commerce tools to make a robust e-mall for the UK business. So after the public perspective, I took some opinions from the business owners as well, who are having small SMEs in UK, where they're gonna practice unrelated diversification like a convenience store, and it was statistically significant in both the side. Here you can see that how I visualize the context of the economy, what's going on in the British economy, because I'm in UK at the moment. So during my PhD, I just realized that why the economics downfall and constant fluctuation because of recession and revelations and all sort of political unrest going on. So how does it affect the small economy because they don't have anything to fall back on? So unrelated diversification over online really help them to secure their assets virtually compared to opening a physical store, and opening more unrelated e-brands and registering them as an e-brand. They can able to gain international market access, which is not possible normally for um, physical product. So promoting them with e-marketing tools and rebranding them as an brand, SME brand, and using Trustpilot reviews, rating on their site, AdWords, and Google SEO, and even the modern Talk stories or Facebook ads can really help the SMEs to get that much of credible revenue, just like the other businesses has managed, like Amazon, Alibaba, Wish.com, Timeload. So going forward with my research analogies and concept, to meet my objective, I had to conduct qualitative and quantitative as a mixed research I had to do. And during the survey analysis, I found that most UK buyers will um, prefer to buy over the phones or their tablet or portable device rather than going in a harsh weather outside, and they want to find everything under the same domain, one single e-marketplace which is robust, just like I thought as a virtual email. So all these findings come up to be statistically significant. You can see the framework here. That's reviewing the context of what it can be applied to any businesses, any international country and context. Just reviewing your country's positions, what the declinations of the SMEs, and rebranding them as an e-brands as well, so that they can join together in single platform, just like Amazon and Alibaba had pulled it up in United States and China. So combining into a claustrophobic economy and going forward with it a single domain rather than doing it isolated, unresponsive one single website that will cost you a lot of money to promote. So joining them together, welcoming everyone, whatever they need to sell into a single virtual mall, and using all the e-marketing tools to promote them, promote a single brand name, that we have umbrella brands and unlimited range of products just like Amazon and Alibaba. So we might not know about their sub brands or anything, but we know one single name. So that's how it needed to work first, so that the small economies can get benefited rather than being isolated. And they can use, and then after combining that claustrophobic virtual economy, um, uh, any countries can now then operate this domain name to flourish. And with new marketing tools, not only social medias, it can be SEO, yeah, on-site SEO, and also comply with the um, new laws and regulations. For it's going to be really best, because normally SMEs fall into the category not to have that much of legal representative to help them. So joining together, working together, and creating a virtual clusters like a virtual email is really essential. So as the time has changed, and we know that like the conceptual framework is gonna be a really big support for SMEs around the world. So I encourage new researchers to take it into consideration and use it in the practice, any businesses if they can, whether this framework is really helpful for their economy internationally or globally. So as time had changed, we have to move forward. The old ways is not gonna open new doors, and you know that laws are also improving. International laws are constantly changing. Suppose GDPR, data protection laws. So we live in a different era. So this framework gonna really help to all of the people having notions and ideas about opening businesses in 21st centuries, because only way to do it better by combining and joining partnership virtually and making a virtual community, a robust e-marketplace, a robust e-mall to operate together in under a single domain. Once again, thank you. Thank to everyone came today to listen to me. I like to thank EMI referee committee to give me the opportunity to speak today, and hope I'll get more opportunities to move forward with my research, as I newly completed my doctoral research and graduated with doctoral title from UWS, which is University of Westfield, Scotland. I like to build my professionalisms and do more research on my um, this framework, which is making claustrophobic economy and e-marketplace rather than operating isolated SME e-brands, so that we work together to build a single robust website and domain where everything can be found under one umbrella, um, and then we can dominate uh, globally.